Hello dear kids and the chess lovers. Here I am today with a new video and we are going to learn about check, checkmate and pawn race and promotion. So let's start. So let's first try to understand what is a check. So check means when the king is under attack. That is what we called as a check, right? So let me create a quick position. So let's say we have a king, we have both the kings, and let's say we have a queen on f2. Okay, now let's say if it is white to play and white goes on c5 and attacks the king. Now this is called as check. When a piece is attacking the opponent's king, that is called as check, right? Now, okay, so this is called as the check. Now, what is a checkmate? Now, checkmate is a position where the king is under check and the king cannot defend himself, okay? Now, for example, let me try to set up a quick position. Here we go. If we have a king and then I put the 3 pawns, 1, 2 and 3. Let's say I have this and then I have the rook, okay? Okay, here is the position. So it's white to play and give a checkmate. So the rook goes on e8 and checks the king. Do you think this king can escape? So right now the king is under check. Do you think the king can escape? It cannot. Why? Because the king cannot go to h8 because this is controlled by the rook, and king unfortunately cannot. So here's the checkmate. So king cannot capture the rook. King cannot step over their own pieces because these are occupied by the pawns. So that is the checkmate, right? So that's the difference between check and the checkmate. Check means to attack the king and checkmate means to check the king and the opponent's king does not have a safe square to go. All right. Now let me give you one more example. So I'll just kind of reset the board. That's the starting position. So the pawn push, knight develops. Let's say the bishop goes on c4 and let's say black plays this. Let's say I go on g5 and let's say black plays knight on e7. Okay, so now in this position, can you find how can white checkmate in one move? Now there are two ways. Okay, so there is only one way to do a checkmate, and that way is the bishop on c4 attacks this pawn, captures the pawn and gives a checkmate. Can this black king capture the bishop back? It cannot because it is being defended by the knight. Okay, so let's try to play the position now. So bishop takes f7 and that is the checkmate. This black king cannot do anything about it. All right, now let me give you one more position. So let me try to give one more position. The queen comes on f and the knight, the bishop comes on c4. Let's say it comes this. Okay, now let's say the bishop takes the pawn and gives a check. Do you think it's a checkmate? No, it's not, because king can escape. King can come to e7. So this is not a checkmate. So this is just the check, right? So that's the difference between the check and the checkmate. But if we go back a bit, so let's say okay, let me try to set up the position. Okay, so let me try to play a different position this time. let's say black does this. It is white to move. So let's say the queen captures the pawn on the f7 and gives a check. Do you think it's a checkmate? Can the king escape? The king cannot. King can escape by simply capturing the queen, because the queen is not defended by any piece, by anyone. Therefore, the black king could simply capture the queen, and that is, the king defends the check, right? So it's not a checkmate, it was just the check. So that's the difference between the check and the checkmate, right? And as per the chess rule, we have to do the checkmate to win the game. If you do a checkmate, you win the game, okay? That's the purpose of a chess game. Now let's try to learn about the pawn race and the promotion. So what is a pawn race? Pawn race means the pawn is racing towards the last rank, and once it reaches the last rank, the pawn gets promoted. And the pawn gets promoted to the piece of its own choice. It can get promoted to a bishop, it can get promoted to a knight, it can get promoted to a rook or a queen. But the most preferred promotion is the queen, because queen is the strongest piece. So therefore we always want to have more queens on the board so that we can put more pressure on the opponent, right? And sometimes we under promote also. Under promotion means that we don't promote the queen, but we promote something else. If you don't promote the queen, then we promote it to knight sometimes. That I can teach you later. Why do we do under promotion, right? Now, for example, if this pawn moves forward, it is racing towards the last rank. It moves forward, forward, forward. And once it comes here, then we have a choice to make it a queen. So there we go. We have a queen. So that is called as the pawn racing towards the last rank and gets promoted to a queen, okay? Now, what if I say that, let me try and put the black pawn now. So let's say the black pawn is on c7. So this will move from the rank 7 to the rank 1, right? Because it will move in the opposite direction. So let's say it goes 2 steps first, then it goes 1 step, racing towards the last rank. And once it comes on the rank 1, and it gets promoted to a queen, right? And many of us don't know that we can have 9 queens in a chess game. 1 we already have, and then we have 8 pawns. If these 8 pawns somehow race towards the last rank, they can get promoted to queens, which means 8 pawns can become 8 queens, plus we already have 1 queen, 8 plus 1, 9 queens. Though it rarely happens. You may have 2 queens, sometimes 3, at max 4 queens, depending on the game that you are playing, right? But anything more than 1 queen, you are very strong position that you may have on the chessboard, so that you can put a lot of pressure on the opponent, right? So I hope this was a good informative video for you, and you will remember this. We learnt about the check. Check means to attack the king. Checkmate means to attack the king, and the opponent's king does not have any safe square to go. That's a checkmate, and that is our objective, to do a checkmate and we win the game. And we learnt about the pawn race, how pawn races towards the last rank, and then it gets promoted, and we choose our preferred piece, which is the queen. That is the pawn promotion, right? We all want to promote our pawns so that we have a stronger position on the chessboard. Thank you so much. Look forward to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.